So you want to breed ball pythons for a living. I'm 21 years old and I'm very fortunate to be breeding ball pythons for a living, and this is how I did it. So initially when I started my ball python business, I actually had a few family members that believed in myself and with my passion for reptiles. So I started off by having a pair of ball pythons, just a pair of normal ball pythons, and throughout the years I started to collect a few morphs, pastels, spiders, and throughout the years my collection grew, expanded into more different genetics. But the most important is to get someone that believes in you and also in your passion. My recommendations when starting your ball python collection is to invest in proper equipment. So you don't have to go and buy a freedom breeder rack to start off. You can actually get your own melamine rack or build your own rack by yourself. Nowadays racks are quite affordable, making it easy for the general public to get into the trade. So if you want to start off, get something that's basic and working for yourself. When you want to approach an investor to invest in your new ball python breeding or even any reptile breeding operation, is I would say outline your projects and what initially you need to get started. So in terms of equipment, if you need to get the proper racking or any racking system, make sure to outlay the cost that it's going to cost for the equipment and all other accessories that you might need before you start off. And also in terms of your projects, stay focused, don't start off too broad. Choose a few projects that you'd like to work with in the future and show the end results and also the products that you can hatch and also get from those projects. So the family members who believed in my passion and my passion for the reptiles didn't just give me abundance of money when I started out. I had to give them a well-structured business plan and also strategically planning my project that they can also see the end product or see what I was seeing in the ball pythons back then. So they didn't just give me abundance of money, and later on throughout the years I was able to reimburse my family members, and Reptiles for Centuries are solely owned by myself now. The second point I'd like to focus on is choosing your project strategically and not buying animals just to buy animals. So if you've got a goal or project in mind, stick to the plan and buy animals or animals that complements your projects, and not just buy any animal just for the sake of buying. So be very selective with the snakes you buy and make sure that they fit in with your plans. Like with any other business, it takes time before you recoup your original investment and actually start seeing profits. So with our business, or with Reptiles for Centuries, it actually took us 6 years before we actually became a profitable business. So back in 2020 towards the start of 2021 was actually the first year where we actually can say we made profit. And the best way is to start scaling your business to be profitable is by building a well reputation, getting yourself out there, connecting with like-minded people in the business or in the reptile industry and getting that exposure that's needed. And with all good things, it takes time. So stick with your projects and you'll get where you want to be. Another important aspect is to stay patient. Everything doesn't happen overnight, and especially working with the ball pythons or with reptiles, sometimes not everything goes as planned. So I always tell people, grow with your collection, don't over expand your collection and take too many animals up that you can't handle. And also, if something doesn't go always to plan in terms of odds, in terms of pairings not going fully, don't give all hopes up. Next season is always on the way. I always tell people, do the projects that you'd like to do in the near future. So if you're starting off, make sure to buy very delicate. Don't just go and buy an abundance of animals where you're not going to have any use for. So I would say if you're starting off like myself, which was very young, I would say approach someone close to you, a family member or friend who also believes in your passion, and explain to them your future vision that you want to have in the near future, and just slowly start by building your collection. I'd say get a couple of females, raise them to maturity, and when the time is right, get your males for those females. So most of my original animals, or some of my original animals, did come from Justin. So it's very iconic animals that we've got in the collection, and very high quality of animals. But what I would say is just to continue building your reputation. When I started off, I was also a young kid. People didn't always trust me, and I think as time went on and we started to produce more animals, and I think the animals just spoken for themselves. At the end of the day, I'm just passionate about the snakes, and I'd like to share my passion with you guys. And I think that is over the years how we've grown to today, where we've been able to run Reptiles for Centuries for almost 10 years now. And I think in the years to come, I think we're just going to get better and better. And lastly, use social media to your advantage. The social media can have both negative and positive impact on your business or your reptile industry. I'd always say to people, if you make social media posts, rather make motivating posts or informative posts than negative posts, and rather stay away from all of the social media drama and just keep focused on your projects and the animals you are keeping.